we're gonna be doing a video. Go to YouTube first. YouTube, right? YouTube. The fourth bed had died. Check this out. We're reaching almost 700 views and 10. We reached 10 subscribers. The fourth bed and I. We're gonna be doing this video today. The fourth bed and I. I wasn't taught how to get a job, but I can remember dissecting a frog. I wasn't taught how to pay tax, but I know loads of Shakespeare's classics. Never taught how to vote. They devoted that time defining isotopes. I wasn't taught how to look after my health, but Mitchell is the powerhouse of the cell. Never spent a lesson on current events. Instead, I studied the old American West. I've never taught what laws there are. I was never taught what laws there are. Let me repeat. I was not taught what the laws for the country I live in, but I know how Henry VIII killed his woman. Divorced beheaded died, divorced beheaded survived. Glad that's in my head instead of financial advice. I was shown the wavelengths of different hues of light, but I've never taught my human rights. There's 30. Do you know them? I don't. Why the hell can't we both recite them by rote? I know igneous, metaphoric, and sedimentary rocks, yet I don't know about squat about trading stocks or how money works at all. Where does it come from? Who controls it? How does the thing that motivates the world function? Not how to budget and distribute my earnings. Too busy rehearsing cursive. Didn't learn how much it costs to raise a kid or what's evident. But I spend days on the quadratic equation is negative b plus or minus the square root of b. B squared minus 4ac over 2a. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. They made me learn that over basic first aid, how to recognize the most deadly mental disorders or disease with preventable causes, how to buy a house with a mortgage if I could afford it, because abstract math was deemed more important than advice that would literally save thousands of lives. But it's cool, because now I could tell you if the number of unnecessary deaths caused by that choice was prime. Never taught present-day practical medicine, but I told what the ancient Hippocratic method is. I got a headache. The pain is ceaseless. What should I take? Maybe try some leeches. Could we discuss domestic abuse and the facts, or how to help my best friend with their mental state? No, but learn mental math because you won't have a calculator with you every day. Then they say not the kids, but the parents are the problem. Then if you taught the kids to parents, that's a problem solved. All this about using a peep, but none when you actually have a kid when you want one. I'm the only influent in this language. For serious, the rest of the world speaks too. Do you think I'm an idiot? They choose the solar over the politicals. They choose the solar over the political system. So typical citizen now. I don't want them voting on which politics exist or how to make them, which policies exist or how to make them change. Mas Francis said 18 I was inspected to elect a representative for a system that I've never ever been presented with, but I won't take it. I'll tell everyone my childhood was wasted. I'll share it everywhere how I was educated and insist these pointless things don't stay in school. Yeah, now you can hear the song. It's not how to get a job. I remember dissecting a frog. I know how to learn tax. Isotopes. Look. Never spent a lesson on current events. Instead, I studied the old American West. Was never taught what laws there are. Never taught what laws there are. Compete. I live in, but I know how Henry VIII killed his woman. Divorced beheaded died. Divorced beheaded survived. That's my head instead of financial advice. I was shown the wavelengths of different hues of light, but I never taught my human rights. There's 30. Do you know them? Where the hell we can my run. I live in a forest sedimentary rocks. Yet I don't know squat about trading stocks. How money works at all? Where does it come from? Where it come from? Earnings. Too busy rehearsing cursive. Didn't learn how much cost to raise a kid or what's an evidence is. I spend days to what college education is. Inevitably plus or minus square root b squared over 4ac over 2. That's absolutely insane. They maybe learned that over basic first aid. Recognize the most deadly mental disorders or disease with preventable causes or how to buy a house with a mortgage if I could afford it, because abstract maths was deemed more important. Then advice would literally save thousands of lives. But it's cool. And I'll tell you the number of unnecessary deaths caused by that choice was prime. Never taught practical day medicines. Not sadnesses. No headache. The pain is ceaseless. What should take? Maybe try some leeches. Could we discuss domestic abuse and get the facts? Or how could we help my depressed friend with mental state? No. Then learn mental math because you won't have a calculator with you every day. Kids, the parents are the problem. Then if you taught the kids how to parent, that's the problem solved. Then all this advice using. You have a kid and you want one. Fluent in this language for serious. The world speaks too. Do you think I'm an idiot? They choose the solar over the political system. So like typical citizen, now I don't know what I'm voting on. Which political serious or making change? Take it. Take it. I'll tell everyone my childhood was wasted. I was educated. And it's just these pointless things. Okay, in school. The subject. If you can't explain why subject is applicable to most people's lives, then that subject should not be mandatory. Introduce those topics, yes, but we should choose if we want to learn more. Nobody should be forced to learn something that isn't practically useful. Hashtag don't stay in school. How do you think? Don't stay in school! Bye!